Hi there, and welcome to this video on the CB1000 Hornet and the CB1000 Hornet SP, which is the one we have in front of us. Now I'm going to take you around this bike, and when we get to the points on the machine that are specific to the SP, I will point those out to you. But before we get into the machine itself, I'd just like to point out a couple of things. A lot of people ask, where are your bikes made? Well, this particular one is built in Japan. Also, people will be intrigued about the price. Now, whether you're looking at the standard model or the SP, which is in front of me here, they are incredibly attractive prices. And as we go through all the features that are on this bike, you'll be wondering how we've done it for such an incredible price. So right from the front then, first thing you'll notice closest to me are the wheels. Now we've got 17-inch wheels on this because it is a sporty machine. Now, of course, as you'd expect, we've got sporty rubber on there as well. We want to make the absolute best of the contact patch that we've got with the ground. Now, I've mentioned the wheels. That is one of the first differences actually. If you're looking at the standard model, that would have the same wheel design, but they'd be in black, whereas the SP has the gold rims here. Now, all of them benefit from the 310mm twin discs with 4 piston calipers. Again, here's the difference, folks. The standard machine will come with Nissin calipers, whereas the SP model comes with the Stylema calipers from Brembo. Just about the best brake caliper or brake manufacturer that you can imagine. So we've got those right up front. Then, taking the load and keeping the tyre in contact with the road are the front forks. Now they are separate function forks, they've got big piston technology in them and they're made by Showa, and the benefit of those is that the left hand leg is where we can change the preload for your own riding style and comfort levels, and on the right hand leg is where we've got the compression and rebound adjustment as well. So the benefit there is you've got a dedicated job for each of the fork legs, making sure you've got really good control as we set them up there. Now, nestled between the fork legs there, we've actually got this dual headlamp on here. So it has, because we know there are other Hornets in the family, this being the largest of them, but it keeps that Hornet look quite aggressive at the front end there. But of course, they're LED, making sure that you're nice and visible, and of course, you've got the best possible light being shone in front of you. At the top of the headlight is where we've got our 5.5-inch TFT meter, and you can have some personal preferences set up here, whether it's a dark background, a light background, and one of the 3 different views that you can have, the simple, the bar, or the circular gauges on there. It's also where you can change some of the power settings on the bike. Now, from the factory, there are 3 preset rider modes. So you've got normal, you've got rain, and you've got sport, where you can change things like Honda selectable torque control, so it can help give us more traction at that rear wheel. We've also got wheelie control, so you can reduce the amount that or increase the amount that the wheel is going to be lifting under acceleration. And we have engine braking, so we can have more or less engine brake feel, and you can adjust that and set it in here in the 2 user modes. And if you want to, obviously you've got 5 different settings there that you can have set up for whatever the mood takes you when you're riding. Moving a little further back, we've got nice wide bars, and that's going to be really good from control point of view. We've got good visibility with the mirrors there, and we've got our most modern switch gear. So on the left hand bar, we've actually got our 4-way toggle control, which is how we operate things like our power, wheelie control, Honda selectable torque control inside that meter there, and even accessing things like road sync. So you can pair it up to your phone and your headset inside your helmet, and you can get your turn-by-turn information from SatNav, whether it's your Google Maps or whatever you're wanting to use on your phone. You can get your music coming through, even get a little weather report on there as well, all from this 4-way toggle switch. Now, controlling the brakes, we've got this radial master cylinder at the top there, giving really nice, precise control of the impressive brakes on this machine. Now, from the side of the bike, you'll probably be focused on the lovely lines that we've got going on here with the tank and the supporting sort of detail around it. Now, inside there's 17 litres worth of space for our fuel, so a nice, good amount of range that we can get on a tank of fuel. Underneath the fuel tank is where the heart of the bike is. This is where we've got our engine derived from a CBR1000 RR, a Fireblade motor. Now we have made some revisions to it because of course this is not a fared bike. What you want is a bit more torque and a bit more low down. So we've got different pistons inside there, different cam profiles, and the fuel injection system is modified for this particular bike. Also the gear ratios. So gears 2 through to 5 are geared for acceleration, and 6th is going to give you nice cruising levels of sort of comfort from a rev point of view. Now of course you can't talk about a motor without talking about the power, and this is where we get another one of the differences between the standard model and this, the SP. So the standard bike is 150 horsepower with 104 Newton meters of torque, and then the SP model, this beautiful machine in front of me, is 107 Newton meters of torque, so you've got a little uplift there, and 150 horsepower. Now that's down to some changes in the exhaust. So you can see from the outside, a lovely looking exhaust. What you can't see from your angle is behind here, we have an exhaust gas control valve. So this is speed and load related, and it's going to operate by a cable. And what that's going to do is allow the bike to breathe a little bit more freely up in the higher revs and give it a good amount of torque low down as well. Now both bikes sound really, really lovely, but they do have slightly different voices, if you will. They're going to sound a little bit different to each other. But that is again one of the little differences between standard and SP is the exhaust, and you're getting that extra power and extra torque. Now I did mention that we've got the gear ratio set up 2 to 5 for acceleration, and that's where you're going to be having a lot of fun with this bike. On my side of the bike, because this is the SP model, I can see my quick shifter. So I can do clutchless shifts up and down, and yep, it's going to blip the throttle for us as well on those downshifts. So you can have more steady braking in a straight line, or just enjoy not having to use the clutch once you've pulled away. Now, if you go for a standard model, that's no problem at all, because if you want to, you can have the quick shifter as an accessory. Underneath here, you may be able to see the rear shock. Now, both have adjustable nature on there, so we can change preload, compression, rebound, but on the SP model, we've got the Öhlins. Best in the market, we've got the TTX 36 rear shock. So you can remotely adjust the preload on this, and you can adjust that compression and rebound, making it ideal for you. Whether you're by yourself, with a pillion, on the road, at a track day, whatever your preference is. And it's nice to know we've got the best of the best. Öhlins when it comes to suspension, and we've got the Brembo Stylema brakes right up front when it comes to braking as well. Now if I start taking a little look at the back of the bike, I really get an appreciation for the wasp-waisted nature of the bike. So a really good seat height here, but because it's really narrow, again, that's going to suit people of all different sort of builds. It's going to be a really comfortable bike to ride. That added to the position, the 3 contact points between the seat, the foot pegs and the bars, makes it a really nice place to spend a lot of time, which of course you will want to do. You will also see, as I'm looking from the back here, it tapers right the way to the end, giving it that lovely, lovely Hornet look. And just as we've got LED lighting at the front, again, we have LED lighting at the back with our stop tail light and our indicators there. And at the back, for nimbleness, we've got a 180 section rear tyre, making sure that it's really flickable. As we mentioned, the balance on this bike between front and rear is 51% at the front and 49% at the back, making sure you've got real confidence in that front wheel and the front grip you're going to get associated with that. And the 180 section rear tyre is going to make sure it's really controllable as well. There we have it, folks, the CB1000 Hornet SP. Now, if you'd like to know more about this fantastic bike, head along to honda.co.uk, where you can find out where your closest dealer is and even book yourself a test ride. We know you're going to love it.